Hey guys, so in addition to everything going on this week, Josh is also leaving on a 6-day, 6-night canoeing trip where he and his dad will be doing this like French River route. So his dad planned the route and his dad is going to meet him there. His dad lives in the GTA and Josh will be driving down to meet him after work on Friday. So I am going to help Josh prep his food for the trip. I think it's so fun. I love mapping it out. I love planning and strategizing and coming up with new recipes, and I do not like buying the pre-made dehydrated meals. So your girl is gonna show you how it's done. Okay, so this is like, oh my gosh, you can tell Josh did this bulk barn run. So Josh and I each did a bulk barn run today. He did the snack run and I did like the carb run, and he's actually gone back to the grocery store with a list I sent it with him for a grocery store haul. So you can see he has the Hungry Hippie trail mix from Bulk Barn. You can make your own dehydrated mangoes, but he just likes buying them because he likes how sweet they are. We bought figs, and I think he went a little overkill on the Smarties. I may get into those later, who knows. I bought him 2 different kinds of pasta. I bought him some rigatoni and some macaroni for a couple of different meals. Powdered peanut butter, very, very handy and light. It's a good way to incorporate fats as well into your breakfast. Just taking fat can be kind of hard on trip because it's difficult to dehydrate. So powdered peanut butter is like the way to go. This is like some 3 cheese mac and cheese that I'm going to show you how I utilize. This is some Parmesan that I'm going to add to a couple of the meals. And these are bacon bits, and like eating in real life and eating on trip are like 2 very different sets of diet plans. Like these are so bad for you. But you know what? They're really going to make him happy because he loves bacon, and so they're going to make him feel really good while he's out there paddling away. This is like another like key staple. It's dehydrated potatoes. I asked Josh if he had any dietary requests for this meal plan starting up. Last summer he was really into like low carb diets because he was doing a lot of like training. So this time he just said to me, Aislyn, I don't want to starve to death. So we are going to make a meal plan for him to not starve to death. I scratched this out recreationally just because this is what I love doing, so it's nothing for me to sit here and like ponder on it all day. So this is kind of like what I'll be going off of when I'm like planning tonight, and I'll just show you guys kind of like my quick little steps. This trip has 2 pasta dishes in it. The pasta will serve as his carb. I'll add protein to it to dehydrate, and then he'll add some oil when he rehydrates it for the fat content, and hopefully it's a well-balanced, filling comfort meal. I should mention, if you're wondering why I'm cooking the pasta just to then dehydrate it, just to rehydrate it, it seems like I'm adding a step. By no means do you have to follow this recipe to a T. Last summer, I just found that I was cooking the pasta and it was taking a long time and I was burning a lot of fuel. And so the next trip, I tried this step and I just add the water and it cooks. I'm not a chemist and I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. I'm saying that's what works for us. That's something like we've just learned over time, and it makes it like so much faster to like just cook your food with boiling water once. So this is our dehydrator. It is from wherever Josh bought it. By no means are we like state-of-the-art perfect campers. We are always learning. This dehydrator this dehydrator has saved us hundreds of dollars, and I think it was like probably only 40. It is not a top of the line one. If you have a better dehydrator or are buying a better dehydrator, good for you. In this house, we usually buy whatever is functional and we use it until the last day of its life. Now that the pasta is cooked, I just threw 2 chicken breasts in to boil with some Montreal steak spice, and y'all start prepping the pasta dishes. When Josh rehydrates this, he'll be able to add more liquid to it, so it's okay that it's like kind of like sandy looking. So I added, just as a binder to help with that cheese blend, I also am adding a little bit of just minced garlic. What I want to do is add some mayo to it, but I can't do that because one of the things in mayo is oil, and the all-natural mayo I have is full of fat and it won't dehydrate well, so it'll kind of ruin it. So what I'm gonna do is add some of this hummus. The hummus is gonna act like kind of like a pasty binder. It's gonna like add some extra protein to the meal. It's garlic flavored, so it's not really gonna do anything negative to it. It's just gonna add some creaminess to it when he rehydrates it. So that's like my little like experimental tip, and you'll see like even it's just like it's much better. Like next, I referenced my meal plan just to see where I needed all of the ingredients that I had just prepped. So I had boiled some chicken, boiled some pasta. So I'm going to add the chicken to the pasta, and then I'm going to work on my like chicken and veggies dish that I'll pair with the dehydrated potatoes. You just want to make sure that all the pieces that you mean to dehydrate, that you break up into small pieces just to ease rehydration. And then that's when you can add your dehydration flavor like garlic, salt, pepper, spices that you like, and then you can just dehydrate it. So moving on to the chicken and veggies, I just added the chicken to like a little prep dish and cut it up to make sure that it was going to be small enough to dehydrate and that it would rehydrate faster. And then going through this, I just wanted to like make sure it was all like 1 centimeter cubes. Like so. I just used freezer veggies just because they were easy and quick to prep, and I was going to dehydrate them anyway. Plus they come up pre-chopped, but I think I had to re-chop the broccoli. Yeah, I definitely had to make that smaller. You want to aim for like 1 centimeter cubed pieces of vegetables and protein when you're dehydrating. This not only facilitates an even dehydration, it'll also cut down the time that you need to dehydrate your meal, as well as your rehydration time. It also means you need less water and you are less apt to have those hard bits when you rehydrate the food. You should be rehydrating the food around 10 to 15 minutes. So that looks really good. So I think I just chopped up like more broccoli and put it right in. Then I added some corn, which was already nice and small, mixed it up. Obviously, I was breaking up things, and then it was time to load the trays for the dehydrator. This process is super simple. I don't need to go into a lot of detail over it. You want to make one even layer of the food all the way around, and you just layer it through. So because I had some loose like cheese, I wanted to add like the insert onto this tray just to make sure that all the cheese didn't fall through the grate onto the next meal. And then I really just spread it around and flattened it out so that it dehydrated evenly. And I did the same with the chicken and veggies, and the potatoes were already dehydrated, so they'll just be packed separately. This is like one of my favorite parts because it just looks so good. Oh, broken tray. That looks awesome. Yep. What you're dehydrating will depend on your temperature setting. For proteins, you want to go a little bit higher, and for fruit, you want to go a little bit lower. So I just kind of guessed because I had a mixture of both. It is like very much time for me to go to bed. I need to like wash my face, do my routine for the nighttime. So, oh, my pager life. This bad boy better not come off tomorrow. Although if it rings tonight, it won't be that big of a deal because I'll get to check the dehydrator stuff. I was really nervous for this, but it turned out perfectly. That was a perfect, everything was dry and even, nothing was sticky, and it made this great like crunch when I touched it. So I bagged it up. For breakfast, we are doing oatmeal this trip, and I tried to jazz it up every day by adding either powdered peanut butter and coconut or dried raspberries and pumpkin seeds. And that's just because oatmeal can get boring after 5 days. Okay, so this is kind of like how I start with my portioning. Basically, this is a visual now template of what I've created in the meal plan. So I just take the meal plan and I say, okay, this is the day, and I put breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I put breakfast, lunch, and dinner on each bag, and then I can start organizing all of my snacks. He also has like one of these, and I think like he bought it literally because I'm obsessed with these, and he knows that if he takes it, I'll feel much better because it's just like added calories, but like they're calories that will like make him do really well. This trip I guessed in portioning out his dinners to be about 100 to 150 grams. I hope afterwards we'll know whether or not that was enough or not. We'll see. So some stuff, even though I separate every single thing by the day, it's a lot of plastic to like portion out the coffee and certain things like hot chocolate and the cheese, so I don't want to waste it. So I just like bulk package up coffee. That's also what I do for the snacks. Portioning out your own snacks on a camping trip is a little precarious because if you're like Josh and you love snacks, you gotta be careful. But I won't be there to portion them out for him, so I think he's gonna be okay. So he's got his Hungry Hippies snack mix. He's got his mix of snack bars, figs, and mangoes. I'm also sending him these mangoes. Most of his proteins and carbs are dehydrated and dried already, and they're packaged up. I'm also giving him these like tuna packets for his lunches. The thing that he'll be missing the most would be fats, so that will come from like the chocolate that he's taking. And he's asked me for 2 different kinds of oils, so I've given him some, I think this is a 1 cup. Pretty sure this is a 1 cup. Might be half, might be 3/4. This is like a little Nalgene container, 1 cup of coconut oil and 1 of olive oil. I'm also sending him a peppermint tea every single night. And the peppermint tea is basically because he's eating a lot of like highly processed foods, meaning like cooked, dehydrated, rehydrated, cooked again. So I don't want him to get too sick. So he drinks peppermint tea every single night anyway, just to help with his stomach. And I think it's gonna help him when he wants to just like chill out for the night. And if it's his stomach is kind of like achy, it'll kind of like help him feel a bit better. All that's left is I have to wake up in the morning, pack up his pasta and chicken, and add his raspberries to his like the morning where he'll have dried fruit. And then I just quickly threw in some sliced strawberries just to like keep everything, just to like add it to his meals just for snacks and stuff, which is actually a big bonus. We're feeling good about it. It's gonna be a crunch because Josh is still at work. It's Thursday night. He's supposed to leave tomorrow night. I work till 5:30, so I might not even see him before he leaves. So I'm just like hoping he like channels his inner Aislyn and can like decipher the packing of the food. Fingers crossed. So everything is now dehydrated, portioned, and prepped. It is time to pack the day bags. So everything that goes on the meal plan goes into each day's bag. As explained before, this part is where you can also kind of decide if you need to add something or if something is light or heavy. You can make your final adjustments in this step. I actually didn't make any adjustments. I felt good about it the whole pack. We pack our meals from the first day to the last day in order in a dry bag, so I'm just organizing it. So that means that his last meal will go first into the dry bag, and I'll work my way back to his first meal of the trip. I'll then add a couple snacks on top just so that he has them readily available and so that he can pick which ones he wants during the day when he's out paddling. That way he can decide whether he needs protein or fat or sugar. Okay, we've made it to Friday night. This is always like during the final pack, I always get nervous, like how much is it going to be? How big is the bag going to be? How much is it going to weigh? Is everything going to fit? And we weighed in at 10 pounds even, according to my fish scale. Josh is still here. He's decided to meet his dad at the trailhead tomorrow morning, which was kind of nice because I didn't see him a lot this week, and it's nice just to have a night to chill out, especially because I packed all of his food and I was able to explain a few of the things that I did just to help facilitate some like efficiency with his cooking as well as his nutrition.
Thank you.